Hello, it's Ranger Olivia here. Follow along with me and my dog Willow as we hike the Paw Paw Trail. The Paw Paw Trail is in Turkey Run Park. You can access the trail by parking at Boulder Pond and walking towards Sky Dome until you reach the Paw Paw Trailhead. Or you can park at the Silo Center, which is what I did. To get to the trail from the Silo Center, you must first get on the Louisville Loop, which is behind the big yellow silo. The Louisville Loop is a paved hiking and biking path that stretches the entire length of the park. Once you're on the Louisville Loop, head towards the mountain bike park until you see a gravel path to your right. Here you will see a sign for the Paw Paw Trail, the Hickory Trail, and the Chinkapin Trail. Follow the gravel path to get to the Paw Paw Trailhead. I can't do a Paw Paw trailer without mentioning the Hickory and the Chinkapin trails. These three trails are all connected and where you can get the most mileage on a rugged trail in the entire park. The Paw Paw Trail itself is 2.3 miles one way. However, if you hike approximately 1.5 miles on the Paw Paw Trail, you find a three-way intersection. At this intersection, you can get on the Hickory Trail, the Chinkapin Trail, or continue on the Paw Paw Trail. Straight ahead, you will find the trailhead to the Chinkapin Trail, which is a 2.2-mile additional loop. It begins at this intersection and ends further along the Paw Paw Trail. You can also find the ending of the Hickory Trail at this intersection. The Hickory Trail is a 1.5-mile trail one way that will take you back to the Paw Paw Trailhead. Stay tuned for separate videos on the Hickory and Chinkapin trails in the future. All these trails are multi-use trails. Their length and difficulty attracts many hikers and mountain bikers. There are some tight corners which make it hard to see what's coming. Always be aware of your surroundings when on any trail, and be respectful and share the trail with other visitors. The Paw Paw Trail is officially marked as easy, but it is still a trail you want to prepare to hike beforehand. The length of this trail and the shallow creek crossings make it a little bit more difficult than one might anticipate. So come prepared with enough water and good weatherproof shoes. The backwoods feel of the Paw Paw Trail is one of the main attractions. Some parts of the trail make you feel like you've taken a trip to a remote wilderness area, instead of 20 minutes outside of the city. Its length leads you away from major roads and highways, and, if you time it right, the uninterrupted quietness of the forest can make you feel like you're the only one there. One of the reasons I love the Paw Paw Trail is because of the diversity of forest. You may notice as you're hiking that there are parts where cedar trees and a dense understory make you feel closed in. And then there are other times where tall stands of trees present you with wide open views of the terrain below. There's no understory. The trees almost look identical, growing tall and straight to reach the sunlight in the upper canopy. Then, you might be surprised when a behemoth of a tree juts out and interrupts the neat rows. Its craggly branches and wide trunk gives you pause. What's that doing here, you might ask? The woods piece together like this as you follow the trail. The changing scenery ignites your senses and keeps you alert. There's a science and a story behind this transforming landscape. And what you're actually walking through is different ages of the same forest. Just like humans grow and mature, so do forests, and along the way, how they look and what animals live there changes too. The forest is always changing. Slowly, one community gives away to another, and then to another. Then maybe a disturbance happens, and the cycle starts all over again. For our purposes, a forest is usually born when an old field or clearing is abandoned. As people stop clearing the space for whatever reason, different plants start to take hold. On the Paw Paw Trail, at first you may see cedars like this one here. Cedars love a lot of sunlight and take advantage of that in an old abandoned field. As the cedars grow, they begin to shade out the forest floor. The plants that loved the full sun now give way to shade-loving plants. Ironically, the cedar's own shade leads to their decline. Since they don't like growing in shade, their seeds stop sprouting, leaving space for other seedlings to begin to take root. The trees that start to grow under the cedars are usually hardwood trees, like hickory, maple, and oak. These grow faster and taller than the neighboring cedars, seeking out the sun as they grow older. Eventually, the cedars are shaded out by the fast-growing hardwoods. They grow old, become more susceptible to disease, and eventually begin to die out. As you can see here, all the trees are growing straight up and taking a more uniform shape. This part of the forest grew together, overcoming the cedars and transforming the forest again. These plants create opportunities for other species, like beeches and pawpaws, for which this trail is named. Another feature you can see on the Paw Paw Trail are the old stone walls that line some of the creeks in the parklands. These stone walls could be well over 100 years old, and it's hard to say exactly what they were built for. They could have been to keep livestock in or keep predators out. They could have been an effort in erosion control or trying to reroute the creek. Whatever the reason, the fact that they are still standing and recognizable after so long is a testament to their craftsmanship and ingenuity. More often than not, these stones were taken straight out of the creek, where slightly acidic water cut perfect slabs out of the limestone. They were stacked in a precise manner, chiseled and placed by hand, using no mortar to keep the stones together. Yet they still stand today. You may find the look of these stones familiar if you frequent the parklands. A family-owned company of stonemasons laid the stone walls that are found all throughout our park. They did it like it's been done for hundreds of years, by hand, precisely carving and placing each rock, no mortar. We hope ours will stand the test of time, too. Walking further along the trail, you will find where the Chinkapin Trail ends and meets back up with the Paw Paw Trail. A helpful sign tells you how far you must travel to get to Boulder Pond or get back to the Silo Center. As you find the end of the trail, you will walk through a thick stand of short cedars. Finally, you will reach a paved trail. This is Boulder Pond, and you can take the paved trail to get to the Boulder Pond parking lot. You can also take this paved trail the opposite direction to get to the Louisville Loop, which you can use to walk back to the Silo Center. However, if you prefer the scenic route, like me, you can always get back on the Paw Paw Trail to get to your car. I hope that you can find time to enjoy the Paw Paw Trail and everything the Parklands has to offer. Stay tuned for future videos on the Chinkapin Trail and Hickory Trail, which are connected to the Paw Paw. Until then, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.